winter 1942. Stalingrad lay shattered. Buildings once grand were now skeletal husks against the relentless snow. The Volga, a lifeline choked with ice, reflected the brutal reality, a city gripped by a fight for survival. Every shell crater, every frozen corpse whispered of the ferocity engulfing them. This was no longer war, it was annihilation. The air, thick with the stench of cordite and decay, amplified the groans of the dying. It was a symphony of suffering, punctuated by the staccato bursts of gunfire. Even the Volga, normally a symbol of lifeblood, seemed to shiver under the weight of it all.
Sergeant Ivan Petrovich, eyes bloodshot from exhaustion, clutched his rifle. A veteran of many battles, Stalingrad had tested him like no other. Across the no-man's land, a flicker of movement. A German helmet. Ivan's finger tightened on the trigger.
He saw him. A young man, barely out of his teens, Carl Schmidt. Their eyes met across the chasm of destruction. In that shared glance, recognition flickered. They were not so different, these two soldiers, bound by the same primal instinct to survive. A lull descended, an unspoken agreement born of shared exhaustion.
Ivan, remembering his own dwindling tobacco supply, made a decision. He raised his hand, palm open, a crumpled pack of cigarettes visible. A risky gesture.
Across the divide, Carl hesitated, then mirroring Ivan's gesture, he slowly raised his hand. A white rag, tied to the end of his rifle, fluttered like a dove against the grey sky. For those brief moments, the war receded. The fragile peace was shattered. A deafening roar. The ground trembled. A Stuka dive bomber screamed overhead, unleashing its deadly payload.
Instinct took over.
Both soldiers, driven by a shared will to live, dove for cover.
Emerging from the rubble, Ivan saw Carl, dazed but alive. Their eyes met once more, this time not as enemies, but as fellow survivors. A silent acknowledgement passed between them, a bond forged in the crucible of shared peril. Stalingrad eventually fell silent, the echoes of battle replaced by the ghosts of the fallen. Ivan and Karl's encounter, a mere footnote in the grand narrative of war, serves as a poignant reminder beneath the uniforms the ideologies beat the hearts of men. Their story, though fictional, reflects the timeless tragedy of conflict. It compels us to look beyond the headlines, to remember the human cost of war. For as long as we fail to learn from the past, the echoes of Stalingrad will continue to reverberate, a chilling reminder of our capacity for destruction and our enduring hope for peace.